It is the Riot Podcast, Nikki's final day.
Woohoo. Well, don't scare people.
Not forever.
Nikki's final day on the Riot.
Hey, guys, I didn't want to tell you, but no, it's my final day for the week. And then we've got Worst of Riot 2021, our best ofs from the year coming next week.
Yep.
So everybody have a Merry Christmas, but this is it for me this week.
Yeah. Well, me and Isaiah will figure it out.
You'll truck along.
You. Yep, we'll just keep on working.
You got enough sports games. And
we're gonna talk so much sports, so much football, so much dude stuff.
Tomorrow's gonna be a Browns exclusive.
That's it.
Yeah, wall
At least
to
an
wall
hour.
coverage.
Oh, no,
football.
wait. Guys, listen to the podcast still. Maybe there'll be something else.
Well, we have John Cooper from Skillet coming for the
that'll be a
podcast
nice
tomorrow
buffer.
to break things up. I don't think we're
Good.
talking sports with him.
Well, what do we have for the podcast today?
So today, it was a pretty big weekend for Marvel fans because Spiderman was released.
I didn't think it was going to make that much
No,
money.
it made a ton.
Like, that's a huge amount in the 200 million mark.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like 100 million and something.
Yeah,
But
so
that's a lot of money.
Spider-Man's kind of popular. I'd say he's probably the most popular superhero, I think.
I think you're probably right. Did you go see it?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Ooh.
Wednesday is the day because I'm going. My roommate and then one of our other friends who just came back from college. We're gonna see it together. We were gonna see it like tomorrow.
Yeah.
But now there's like football tomorrow. So we're like, well, it makes sense. We have football tonight, football tomorrow, and then Wednesday it's like a free night. So we'll go see that, and then we'll have football on Thursday.
Unless they reschedule
and so we
football
have
for
something every
Wednesday.
night.
Well, Eric saw it on Saturday, and he was going to go on Friday, but he was just looking at the late showings because I didn't want to go. So he just picked a real late one. But like each one was completely sold out except for his few seats. So it was crazy packed.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well, with all the
told him-
money it made, no wonder.
Not like I'm a scared person, but I was just like, don't go near people.
He's like, stay away, okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sit by yourself.
He's seen a few movies in this past, couple of years, but not like completely full in the theater. I was just like, just scoot around.
That's a much
Be in the
different
corner.
experience.
Be in the
for sure.
corner.
Wear a mask. Don't touch anybody.
But
But a lot of people were fine, and they went out in droves.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yes.
my younger brother saw it, I think, on Friday, and he ranked it as his second favorite. He thinks it's the second best Marvel movie.
Wow.
Only
Really?
behind Endgame, he said.
Wow.
So high praise.
Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
Everybody really liked that one. So we talked about that. Then we also moved on to a little bit of sports talk and how some people can just get away with throwing tablets. If your name's Tom Brady.
We didn't give Tom Brady enough time for his throwing the
Yeah, I know.
Surface
Yeah.
tablet than we should have, but I'm not saying that's a immature thing to do, but you could tell on his face, like he was just mad because what did you say? He got shut out during the
he
game?
had a
Yeah.
rough night. First time in 15 years that he's been blanked on the score sheet. So it was a rough one for the Buccaneers, a good one for Green Bay fans. Since
Well,
we now
Microsoft
own-
doesn't care. They're
Yeah.
excited someone's actually saying Surface.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
They're like, we'll get you a new one.
Yeah. We talked about that. And then we moved into a little bit of food talk and how if you use a certain food delivery service, you can get your money back on almost any order.
Basically, any delivery service will give you
the-
that back.
that's
If
the way
you're willing
around
to, ignore your conscience, ignore your soul, and just do what seems to benefit you in the moment, which is getting a refund.
It's bad because in my mind, at first I was like, well, the delivery services, the increase is so much. I'm like, let's take them for it, but it really does hurt the restaurant.
Yeah, because it's unfortunate it comes out of the restaurants.
And then you think they're just a chain anyways. And they're get down to
They want the money.
Yeah.
You got to really reach deep to not try to
Yes.
these companies.
Yes, that's right.
It is tempting.
Yeah, we talked about that, and then we wrapped up the show by talking about just a terrible Taco Bell experience that I had over the weekend.
Now talk about a company you could take advantage of.
I know, right?
You don't have to jump through a lot of hoops in your mind to justify.
Actually, you don't have to lie about a bad experience.
No, exactly. That one is a true bad experience.
You deserve a refund
do.
every time.
But
Yes.
the food is good. I don't know what this is. So.
It is good.
Well, enjoy the podcast today. And then don't forget John Cooper tomorrow from Skillet. And everybody have a fantastic Christmas if I don't talk to you guys before then.
All right, Merry
Which I
Christmas,
shouldn't unless
Nikki.
something goes wrong. Don't do it.
Yes.
Well, have a Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
The Riot promise is that they'll always have an opinion on everything they talk about. But that doesn't mean any of their opinions will make sense. This is The Riot on RadioU.
Good morning, Isaiah.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How are you feeling? It was very shortly after the show on Friday that we found out that the Cleveland, right after we said, there's no way they're postponing any games. If they haven't done it by now, they won't do it. And then right after the show, right after we said that, the NFL postponed 3 of the games from this weekend, and one of which, of course, being the Browns game. So they will play tonight instead against the Raiders. You feeling better?
Did it mess
since
your
they've
whole
got some extra
weekend up?
time off? Or
No, it didn't mess my weekend up. I mean, it opened up like Saturday a little bit more for me, but I was excited for the Saturday game, but also like a Monday night game's fun too. It's a 5 o'clock game, so it's a little bit earlier, which is perfect for me. I would rather have it be earlier, like 5 o'clock, so that I can go to bed earlier.
That's right.
So I'm excited for the game tonight, but I'm just hoping that today we'll get some more players back, because at this point we've only gotten 3 of our players back, so not really all that much.
They just wanted enough time for the a few more players to be available to play.
Yes.
yeah.
So we have three more. So hopefully some
that's
more,
a start.
some more come back today.
Do you think, as a Browns fan, it works to your advantage? Because you were probably, some might say, with a game on Monday and then a game on Saturday because they play the Packers on Christmas Day, that you might think that's a quick turnaround, but that's a disadvantage. But for you, were you just penciling in the Packers game is a loss anyway, so you just want to have more players healthy for this more important, more winnable game tonight?
Don't instigate him. Okay?
I think I'm not worried about the turnaround for the Packers game, because realistically, like you play like a Thursday night game every year, which is like Sunday to Thursday. So Monday to Saturday is like very, very similar to that.
Doable,
so
yeah.
At the same time, I would rather have a better chance to win this game because this is a game we should win. So hopefully we can get some guys back, but we'll see if we even get anybody else back, because if we don't get more than these 3 players back, then it really wasn't like all that worth it at all.
What were the other 2 games they postponed?
The Seahawks against the Rams, which was supposed to be these 2 games are both supposed to be yesterday, and now they'll be on tomorrow. Seahawks and Rams, and Washington against the Eagles.
Gotcha.
So those will be now we get Tuesday football, which is exciting.
Just
Meanwhile,
just put a game every day, guys.
yeah, they
Every
really
day.
should, shouldn't they?
Spread it out more.
So did you watch any games yesterday?
I did, yes. I watched the Packers game yesterday,
Yeah,
which
they
ended.
looked good, didn't they?
Obviously, I was cheering for the Packers because I don't want the Ravens to win because they're in the Browns division. But it was a crazy game. I thought for a second they were going to blow it at the end as the Ravens came
he
back.
means the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah, the Packers were going to blow it, and then they ended up getting a stop at the very end of the game, which was very happy for me.
The Ravens, once again, questionably, with less than a minute to go, scoring a touchdown that could tie the game if they just kicked the extra point. Instead, they went for 2 to try to take the lead.
Oh, is that why I saw trending? They're like, the coach is going to have to answer for why.
Yeah,
he chose to do
exactly.
This one was really questionable. I don't remember the exact time frame when they played the Steelers, which was the last game they did that. I don't remember how much time was left on the clock. For the Packers game, even if they made the 2-point conversion to take the lead, there was still 42 seconds, which might not sound like a lot, but for Aaron Rodgers to just get a field goal, that's not that. I mean, that's plenty of time for him.
Yeah.
So even if they had taken the lead, it's like they might as well have just tied it. So I don't know. In this case, very questionable decision making. But good for Isaiah. Good for me. Everybody's happy. The Packers clinched a playoff spot. They clinched the division. We already knew that was going to happen, but nevertheless, still exciting.
Well, now you have more football today and more football tomorrow.
Yeah, and it all capped off last night with Tom Brady throwing a Microsoft Surface tablet.
Why did he throw the tablet?
Because he got shut out for the first time in 15 years.
Oh, he was mad?
He was
real
very
angry.
upset.
He couldn't even get any points on the board. If you can't get points on the board, you should throw a tablet.
The Saints just kept intercepting.
I'm looking at it, and it looks like he broke it first, and then he was throwing it afterwards. It was already broken by the time he threw it.
Yeah, he was not having a good night.
Well, even Tom Brady gets angry, and isn't that nice to know?
That's right. The next time you are losing a Call of Duty or Halo Infinite, and
you throw
you throw the controller, you don't have to feel bad. Just be like, I'm like Tom Brady.
I'm exactly the same.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
Now, rats in New York City, it's not just a stereotype. It really is a true issue, and it's actually gotten worse as it did for many places once the pandemic started.
Well, they said the biggest issue was so many restaurants were left abandoned during COVID, and I guess people in restaurants kept rats at bay.
Yeah.
But when no one was in the restaurants, or at least not as many workers, the rats felt more inclined to go inside to places.
Right.
And they just became like so much.
Yep. And then when they're eating more, then they're bringing their friends, and their friends are eating more, and so they just keep frequenting these places. And when they're happy, then I guess they can probably reproduce even more.
They keep eating.
Yeah, it's just become out of control. Well, in steps a company called Rat Distribution, which you hear that and you think they're part of the problem. But no,
they're not distributing them.
Rat distribution, rat trap distribution.
Distribution to heaven.
Yeah. They aren't stepping in. They have their own creative solution for how to handle the rats, like their rat traps. So part of it is they are mixing in Oreos for their rat bait.
It's like Oreos and peanut butter.
And sunflower seeds. Just a delicious trail mix.
It's actually quite tempting.
Yeah.
It looks really good if you don't know what it is.
They said with the way things have gone, and like with rats having more options, the rats you have to give them the real good stuff.
You do.
To actually entice them. And so in doing so, they're also enticing us DJs to be trapped as well.
I wonder if they...
Who knows what they'll catch in these traps?
I wonder if they lock the top part, because it's like a big, it looks like a cooler kind of that's got different levels to it.
Uh-huh.
And the top part has this mixture to entice the rats.
Yeah.
And then the bottom part looks like it's a alcohol mixture sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then I think they drown.
Yes.
They say peacefully, but I don't know how that goes.
Well, it's an alcohol solution, so I guess they're drinking themselves to death.
Kind of.
And
then they
drowning
take them
in a vat of vodka, it sounds like.
But the top part looks so good that if you were just walking around, or if you were, on something, you might get mixed up and think, oh, that's an Oreo mixture.
Well,
it looks good.
Even now, I can see myself seeing the mixture and going, ooh, peanut butter Oreos.
Hey.
And even knowing how these work, there's no way I would accidentally, die in this, right? I'm not a rat. I'm not. And then somehow you still get trapped in the alcohol. And
I don't think you fit in there.
No, but my head would.
Yeah, that's true. So you rent them for like $250 a month. So like a lot of restaurants and places are putting these out in New York City. They say it's safe for like humans in case something does happen, but it's not safe for the rats. And then they have to come and pick them up.
Give it. What? I mean, it's safe for humans so far.
For now.
Yeah, one day.
Well, it's not like in the Oreo peanut butter mixture. It's not like there's rat poison.
Yeah, right.
They're not using that. It's the alcohol stuff that kind of kills them.
Yeah, that's what makes it safe, but still user error could involve a human dying.
I want to just remind everybody, you know how sometimes you hit rock bottom? If you are eating out of the rat trap with the peanut butter, Oreos, sunflower mix, and the alcohol in it, that's bottom.
That's
the very
once
bottom
you're
that you could
slurping
go.
the alcohol out of the alcohol that's used for killing rats.
That's it.
That's when you hit rock bottom.
So just an eye opener in case you're like, I would never.
If you find yourself
might.
considering that, that's where you need to draw a line and make a change in life.
That's right.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Now at Walmarts near you, potentially, you could find Mrs. Butterworth's Fruity Pebble Pancake Syrup.
Woo!
What do you think about that?
When you first look at it and hear it, it sounds really good. But it must just be so sweet.
You think?
Yeah, like maybe it'll probably be too sweet, maybe.
You don't think you could handle it?
Well, I told you I hate maple syrup.
Yeah.
I hate it's sticky.
There's nothing maple about this.
I know, and this is totally like if you're going for true syrup, the Mrs. Buttersworth lady is not going to be it.
Well, maybe corn syrup.
Yeah, that's true. It's just corn, all right, Hudson? It's just corn.
Right.
But yeah, it looks and sounds good, and I bet you on pancakes is probably really good, but that must be sweet.
See, here's what I'm thinking. I bet you on pancakes it could be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not meant for this, but I
Pour
think
it in a drink.
that's what I'm thinking. You put it in, particularly just a glass of milk, and you see if you can mix it up just like
Fruity Pebble
just
milk?
like cereal milk. Yeah,
Could
don't you think
be.
that'd be good?
Actually, yeah, I bet that's a great idea.
Or think about the potential coffee type drinks you could make with this.
Mm-hmm.
Some Fruity Pebble coffee of some kind.
For a brief moment, I was thinking, what's the stuff, the cherry stuff? The
Grenadine,
grenadine?
yeah.
You could do this instead of
Ooh.
that.
Are you gonna put it in the Coke?
I guess,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, Fruity Pebble Coke.
This feels more concentrated than that stuff.
Yeah,
so
you think? Well, it's definitely going to be way sweeter because
just start small and then
yeah.
work your way to add more in of the, and then
and if you're
Mrs. Buttersworth's like, we didn't mean for it to be in your drinks.
yeah, well, it just feels more like where it belongs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to get excited, I think, about putting syrup on pancakes, but putting some fun syrup in other stuff,
We're in for
definitely
it.
can get a lot of fun. The problem is if you're drinking like a Coke Zero or Diet Coke, this throws that right out the window if you're going to mix this in.
No, it's fine. It evens it out.
Yeah.
So they say it's basically like a strawberry syrup for the most part, and it'll be at Walmart. And it's a 24-ounce person.
Yeah, 24 Mrs.
Mrs.
24 ounce
Buttersworth.
Mrs.
It's a 24-ounce person bottle that you'll be able to find there.
How do you feel about if it's like strawberry flavor? Do you like strawberry milk?
Not the most.
No?
No, I have a slight strawberry allergy, so
Oh, yeah?
I tend to not.
There's no real strawberries in strawberry milk.
Actually, you're right. I bet I'm safe.
Yeah, you should try it. I mean, give it another shot. It could be a way for you to get your strawberry fix without actually having to, put yourself in harm's way.
It's exclusive to Walmart. I think we should maybe, when we come back in the new year, and we're ready for our new bodies.
New year, new us.
And we want to really eat well. We'll go for this.
If we drink the syrup, if we put the syrup on something, maybe we'll wind up looking like Mrs. Butterworth. Is that good or bad?
Is that an hourglass figure?
Yeah.
Or what does that count as?
She's got to be big enough to hold the syrup. So
Well, you don't want to, you wouldn't trust if she wasn't drinking her own syrup.
that's right.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I do want to ask before you leave for the holidays, what is the Christmas song for you where, let's just say you weren't listening to Radio U at the moment.
Sure.
You were on the all Christmas all the time station.
Or if you're in any store where you're just inundated with
If
all the
you're-
Christmas
yep,
music.
What song, if you're in the store, would make you plug your ears or run out of the store? What it would make you change the channel or whatever? What is the worst Christmas song this time of year?
I'm trying to think. I just don't, maybe because I'm not in stores as much.
Yeah.
And then normally the only other radio, like Christmas music I'm exposed to is Radio U.
Yeah,
So
right.
I love all those, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I could tell you one that I hate every time it comes on.
Really?
Yeah, just
well,
like-
maybe this list I have will jog your memory.
Maybe there's one out of
Yeah,
this.
right. So this is like some of the worst according to social media, like the ones that rack up the most negative tweets.
Sure.
The Christmas shoes is at the top of the list. You know that one?
I would if I heard it, probably.
Yeah, I think for many of these songs on this list, I don't think they're actually on the Radio U Christmas channel now, like any versions. Maybe one or two, but they used to be. It's the Christmas shoes. I think FM Static covered this one.
Yes.
I want to buy these shoes.
And it's not there anymore.
For my mama, please.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, and that is so that's the one where the mom is dying and the little boy wants to go buy the shoes so that she can wear shoes before she goes to meet Jesus. What do you mean? Oh, it's not a true story.
I know, but aw.
And one of the main
I'm more
criticisms
sensitive than you are.
that people have about it is that if this mom is dying and she might die like before Christmas, why is the little boy out buying shoes instead of spending her dying moments with her?
Let's not dissect Christmas
And
songs.
where is the
alright?
dad? Why is the dad not
No, you don't-
monitoring the child?
No, we don't
There's
want to
just
peel
too
back
many questions.
every Christmas song because we wouldn't be happy.
No, we do want to peel back every Christmas song.
So that's one of the most hated.
This one I think is less about the lyrics and more just about like the style of it. Is "Wonderful Christmas Time" by Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
That one has been covered by RadioU. I don't mind that one as much. I know my mom really hates it, but she also hates everything about the Beatles.
So that's a
she's
personal
predisposed.
thing. That one has made about $15 million for Paul McCartney.
Yeah, he makes a lot every year because that one still is in good graces with enough people that they play it all the time. "Mary, Did You Know" is a classic one, and that one I never really realized because this is one I don't feel like I hear too often, and I know it's not on the RadioU Christmas channel, but they say that it has diminutive lyrics towards Mary and therefore women, where infant. I don't know. It makes
Is
them
that
seem
hard?
It makes them seem childish. It's like
gotcha.
talking down to a woman, like, "Hey, Mary, did you know that Jesus was going to be the savior of the world? Did you?"
So that one, I think Spoken covered that
Yeah, I think
years
they
ago,
did, yeah.
but we haven't played that in a while.
Let's see. This one is uncomfortable. "Santa Baby," especially when Michael Bublé sings it and he goes, "Santa Buddy." Which
These
somehow
are the-
makes it even more weird than when it's like a woman
Santa
flirtatiously being like, "Oh, come on, Santa, why don't you get me a nice new ring and stuff? All this jewelry and cars."
This is the list of the most hated Christmas songs.
Do they know it's Christmas?
There's one that a bunch of older artists
Yeah,
did.
it was from the 80s, and I didn't realize. I knew it was about something in Africa because you can tell because they mention Africa. But it was about there was a famine in Ethiopia during the 80s, and so I guess this was all to raise money for supporting that, which is great. But however, the lyrics of the song are questionable, because they're singing about like, do people in Africa even know it's Christmas? Can they experience any Christmas joy when they're going through famine? There's one part in the song where they say, "But tonight, thank God it's them instead of you." And I don't know.
Who let that one go?
Yeah. Well, I guess you could see it as like a sarcastic thing. Like if you're singing to somebody here, you're like, "But thank God it's them instead of you, huh?" Like you're not dealing with it, but I don't
the
know.
tone.
It could be perceived that way, or it could be perceived in a different way.
Well,
So
just a reminder, don't ever pull back the curtain on most Christmas
Yeah.
songs because you might not be as excited.
Yeah.
But for these are just ones that people get annoyed with.
yeah, I think rightfully so. But we waited until Christmas is almost over to make you dislike all of these songs that we don't even play anyway.
I
So
know maybe there's a
we
reason
held
why
out.
we're not the ones playing
That's
it.
right.
Hudson sees the glass as half empty. But get this. He thinks a glass half empty is good. The Riot. RadioU.
So Isaiah, why don't you fill us in on this this scam that's going on? It seems in the UK they have a dine and what I guess takeaway is what they call it.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
of these takeaway ordering apps. They've got a scam going on.
Yeah, so it's called Just Eat. It's like DoorDash or Uber Eats is like one of the ones that they use over there. And this restaurant owner was a little bit upset because they had changed the refund policy on there to make it like easier for customers to get their money back if the order wasn't like sufficient on what they were expecting.
Yeah.
And so he said that he had gotten a couple in a row that were like seemed really odd, and one of them was like the food came cold. Well, the thing was, the person's order was 4 milkshakes, a cheesecake, and just an order of ice cream. And he said all the food came cold, and so he got the restaurant ended up having to do a full refund because Just Eat just charged them for that.
Well, I'm sure Just Eat just does it's automatic.
Yeah.
And so to them, it like, oh, that's a major complaint. They don't realize it was cold items. That is a scam.
But that means that the complaint was technically correct.
Too cold? Don't be that person.
What do you mean?
Don't be
Hudson's
that
like,
one.
well,
They
this
wanted
was
a
me.
refund. They looked at the options. They said, "You're right. The food did come cold."
Oddly enough.
Yeah.
They say that Just Eat changed their refund system so it's more like Uber Eats and Deliveroo. So that way, because they feel like these companies feel if it's easier, if there is a mistake to get your money back, that you'll be willing to order from them more often. So that's why they changed their refund policy.
The problem with that is they may be like as far as the app is concerned, they're more likely to order again. But as far as the restaurant is concerned, if somebody screws something up, they may not go back to the restaurant again. And the restaurant still has to pay for whatever the frivolous refunds may be.
Yeah, this is just a scam, though.
Yeah, it's
right?
a scam. They also, like, part of the change was before they would contact the restaurant before giving the refund.
Oh, to
and
see?
Yeah, and so then now it is no contacting the restaurant. It is just the refund, and then the restaurant can dispute it afterwards to get their money back. But the customer gets their money back no matter what.
Well, that's rough because these restaurants, I mean, as a Uber Eats and a DoorDash lady myself, I love it, and I'm happy to order all the food that I could possibly want. But I realize, like, it really takes a hit on the restaurant itself. So if you can order directly from the restaurant, that's better. But if you have a concern about your order, everybody wants it to be resolved quickly.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So you instantly get your money back. Well, that one takes maybe sometimes a day or two.
Yeah.
But like you'll get credits back to be able to order again.
Yeah.
And nowadays, no one wants to wait on.
Well,
No.
especially if you're in the heat of the moment.
I want it
and
now.
Yeah,
your
you want it
food
now.
You're mad.
Your food did come cold. You don't want to have to wait for a refund. I actually have not a food thing, but I bought a Christmas gift with a gift card, and then they canceled the order, but they can't just give you the money back on the gift card. So, you know, like
sure.
I had that happen, and it's a Christmas gift, like, it's a big deal. And so I'm flipping out. Yeah, but they can't just change all of their policy just because it's inconvenient to me. But at the same time, when you're in the heat of the moment, man, you just want
You
your
want it
refund.
back.
Why
Oh,
do you have to
yeah.
wait? It's not my fault.
But there's a lot
it's
of
not my
people
fault they suck.
who find the loophole and will use it as a scam. So I guess that's too bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do besides, doesn't ice cream sound good?
Yeah, I know, right? Cheesecake, great. Ice cream, good.
I
Yeah.
don't mind if
What's
it sounds cold.
What's this guy doing?
it
What's
comes
this
cold.
order?
They're smart. They're getting free dessert is what they're doing.
But don't scam people, guys. Even if you find like a little loophole with it, don't scam.
Yeah, you don't
Stop it.
realize that you're not you're exposing the loophole that's hurting the restaurants, not the company that actually created the loophole in the first place.
Just
So,
pay for your milkshakes and cheesecake and be fine.
If you can't afford the milkshake, or if you financially or otherwise, you just can't get it.
This is The Riot.
Radio U.
And then Isaiah goes on off the air to tell us about his experience where he actually does seem to have deserved a refund from how you told the story.
So I had probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had at a fast food restaurant. But I think this is partially on me because I should have expected this.
Well, where did you go?
I went to Taco Bell at like I know. At like
oh, tell me it's not late at night,
at
too.
like 1 or 2 a.m. on
Isaiah.
Saturday.
Oh!
I was with my friends and we were like, let's get some food. Like we were just hanging out, and so we go to Taco Bell.
Did you go in?
We went because they did not have a drive-through at this Taco Bell.
What?
I know, another terrible, worst one to pick.
I've never heard of this.
Yes.
It had no drive-through, but it was open inside.
Open inside,
Oh, my
exclusively inside. So we
Maybe
go.
the drive-thru was broken.
Yeah, we go inside of it, and it's packed in there. Like, there's so many people, but we're like, okay, whatever. Like, we're having a good time, like, just hanging out with my friends. And so we go over to the kiosk, we order the kiosk, and then, like, right when we walked in, we ordered. We were like, okay, this should be quick. We look on the, like, on-order screen, and there's only a couple of names for how many people were in there. We're like, oh, this is great. And then, about 30 seconds after we placed our order and paid, there's people screaming at workers. There's workers screaming at customers, telling people, like, everybody just sit down and shut up, like, enough, like, no more people coming up here. Like, everyone's yelling. All of a sudden, there's someone getting kicked out for spitting on the floor. Like, it's a
Maybe you should
disaster.
go in.
And
But-
that's not even the worst thing that's happened on that Taco Bell floor
No.
either. You
So
know.
Well, that was cleaning it.
Yeah, exactly. So the best part of it was, like, we ended up being there. This isn't the best part. We ended up being there for probably like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. But we'd already committed. we'd already paid. We saw people trying to get refunds.
You were too committed.
How long did it take for you to get your food?
like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like eating.
No. We did not hang out there for an hour and a half. It took us an hour and a half to get our order.
Oh no, I would have left.
Yeah, so there were people yelling, and we thought too. We were like, should we like ask for a refund? And then we watched someone ask for a refund, and they were told no, essentially. And then the guy was like, well, I don't even care about the money. And then the employee was like, well, then why don't you just leave?
Dude, you should have just the next day, like the next business day, not Sunday, but the next business day you go back in. That's when you ask for your refund.
Yes.
And you just tell them what will happen. I'm sure you wouldn't be the only one.
Or you could even avoid doing that. Just tweet at Taco Bell. They'll give you a
A
refund.
video of
I
what's
just seen
going
the
on.
video.
You don't need to send a video. You
Yes.
just say, hey, I had a bad experience. They'd give you a gift card or something.
Yeah, so it ended up being like okay, just because like I was with my friends and it was so entertaining in there, just people watching. Like we were sitting there just watching people arguing and people spitting on the floor, and then we ended up getting our food. And honestly, the order was correct and the food was good,
Wow.
which was
That's
very
impressive.
shocking.
Yeah.
But it came
That's
in
what-
like an hour and 45
But was
minutes.
the
Well, that's
food
what
good?
happens when it takes you an hour and a half to get your food. That's
Yeah.
good quality.
So we arrived there probably around like 1:30, and I think we ended up leaving there probably like 3:30 in the morning,
Oh,
4
my
o'clock.
goodness.
Gosh, never go in, guys.
No.
Only
Yeah.
disappointment. When you go in, you see what's going on and you see other people, and it's not good around your food.
What
No.
a wild weekend you had, Isaiah.
It was great. Like
I
it was
also told
honestly
Isaiah,
good.
Stop hanging out with friends.
Yeah.
Nikki, whenever I bring up friends, Nikki's like, "Can you not? Like, can you
just
not?"
stop going to do
Well,
things,
one
please?
time, your story from the weekend is not going to be, I waited at Taco Bell for a while. It's going to be like, I mean, I don't even know. It's going to be, we ran into somebody on the side of the road and
Oh
something
my
bad
gosh.
transpired.
No.
Can you guys help me cover up a dead body? or something?
I
What?
know. You're not supposed to be out that late,
If you're
guys.
out at 3:30, that's
Hey,
what's going to happen.
We
one
were
time,
just
I'm
we were
telling
sitting
you.
at my friend's house, and all of a sudden we were like, "We're all really hungry. Let's go get food." And then there's only one place you can go that late at night.
that is true.
And it's always every time. It's always a bad experience.
And that there shouldn't be any places open at that time.
No.
Because nothing good happens.
No.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you are our Keanu Reeves expert.
I guess I enjoy Keanu Reeves. I enjoy John Wick. I think a lot of ladies do. A lot of people do.
Yeah, sure.
And now this is the Keanu times because Matrix comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it's just nothing but him.
So are you going to watch it on HBO Max?
Probably I would not go to theaters,
Yeah,
but
right.
I will watch it
I
at
can't.
home.
So do you think you know everything there is to know about Keanu?
No, I
No?
mean, again, everybody assumes like I'm not a like I like John Wick. I
Yeah,
love the movie.
I know, but I think,
I do not think Keanu Reeves is the best actor in every role that he does. But that was just like the right thing at the right moment that I needed.
Yeah, well, I just feel that just by the virtue of us bringing it up all the time, anytime he's in the news, it feels like you've just gleaned all the information, whether you want to or not,
No,
about Keanu.
I get pushed it a lot. So
Yeah.
like I see a lot of interviews from him. So I think
Your TikTok algorithm knows.
it knows and understands. And like I said, because of Matrix stuff, he's just everywhere right now.
So, did you then know, Nikki, that Keanu Reeves once for Halloween dressed up as Dolly Parton on the Playboy cover?
I did. I saw
You
that
did?
interview.
You knew that?
I
and
did.
why didn't you not share this with the rest of us?
I feel like that was a few months ago
You
that
think?
he did, but it's hard when they do interviews. Stories
Yeah.
get brought back up again. So either he was asked it again,
Yeah.
or I don't know what interview this was from. Like, who was the host?
It's something called Red Table Talk. I have no idea what that is.
Oh yeah, no, they rehashed that
They
question
did?
because this was I think on Graham Norton, which is a British one.
Yeah.
I think I saw it on a Facebook video push there.
Well, I think we're getting lost in
details?
Yeah, the details that are less important than Keanu Reeves dressing up as Dolly Parton on the Playboy magazine cover.
To me, that just went over me. I was
It
like,
does?
okay, well, I guess.
How is that not huge news?
don't
Now, the
think it
problem
is.
is, as far as we haven't seen, but maybe you haven't, they haven't popped up in my feed yet, but I haven't seen pictures of this.
Well, the bigger news about it was that not a lot of people know that Keanu Reeves, his mom was a costume designer.
That's right.
And she made costumes for Dolly Parton. And if you ever go anywhere, there's always a Dolly Parton renaissance going on. Like people just still love her.
Yeah, right.
And that's where the news from, it being the actual costume she wore.
Yeah, it was, I guess, maybe modified. But which leads me to my concern of, at some point, Keanu Reeves and Dolly Parton had a similar body type where they could fit into the same outfit.
Maybe the mom brought some things in, let some things out.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, she did a little tailoring or something. But
I've not seen a picture of him in the costume. I don't know if one exists.
I know it sounds like this was years and years and years and years ago. Because the photo shoot is from 1978, so like almost 45 years ago. So it must have been quite some time ago before maybe everybody had a cell phone all the time. Because if it happened today, there'd be pictures everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But there still has to be a picture that somebody has.
Don't know.
That should be brought to light, in my opinion.
You want to see Keanu dressed in a bunny costume?
I really do. I think he owes it to all of us to share it with us.
Okay.
It's got to be out there.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
Does this make you like him more or less or indifferent?
Indifferent.
What if John Wick wore it in the movie?
Well, now there's something there. And
Yeah?
I don't know about that.
You think you could get into that?
I don't think I can.
No?
I don't know.
It's interesting to me, and I'm not even a Keanu fan like you are. I mean, I like him, but the idea that he was dressed as Dolly Parton, that's a Mad Libs headline right there.
That was something you wanted to know more about.
Yeah, it piqued my interest for sure.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
We've got that to keep Christmas from being ruined because everything else about Christmas might be falling apart. For example, actually two things that made an appearance during our Riot Christmas party, candy canes and eggnog.
Oh.
We have shortages of both.
Oh, I told you how, like, when Eric went to go find the eggnog,
Yeah.
I was expecting there to be lots of different flavors
Yeah.
of it. And both places he went to, he's like, it's not how it is. He's like, there's the one type and that's it, and there's barely that.
Yeah.
So there definitely is a shortage.
I know that you guys say that, and this story says that, but
do
I
you
don't
have a lot of
believe
yours?
it. I don't believe. I'll tell you, I haven't really looked, but I also haven't noticed a big bare spot in which I guess the grocery store would say if you asked them. An employee, they'd be like, yeah, that's all by design. You would never know we're short on something because we know how to fill the shelves.
They're spreading them out and they don't go very deep.
Right.
And there's no flavors. That used to be the fun thing.
Yes,
which
that's true.
If you ever had eggnog, it's gross, but flavors of eggnog can be kind of cool.
Sure.
And that's what they don't have.
Yeah, well, they are saying that there is a eggnog shortage because of the supply chain, and very similarly, there is a shortage of candy canes.
Well, wait, what's the issue with the eggnog?
Let's see. I didn't read that far ahead.
It's a supply issue with the butter
With the
fat.
butter fat. That doesn't make you want to drink it, does it?
The fatty portion of the eggnog, that's what they say is causing the issue. So there's plenty of the nog, not enough of the fatty egg.
Well, and it's just not the same without the butter fat, is it?
Sure.
I know that they say this, but I guess it's the Christmas tree thing that we talked about a while ago, where they revealed that basically they say there's a Christmas tree shortage every single year to try to, get people to get out there and buy their Christmas tree because there used to be an overabundance of Christmas trees. And I just feel like this is just a strategy because they can say there's a shortage of butterfat. We're not making enough eggnog. And all of us people like me that haven't been looking for eggnog can go, oh, no, what if they're short and I might need some for the thing? And so I got to run out and buy some.
It
and
could
then
be.
For all I know, for all we know, there's a butterfat shortage. But how do we know? Who's going to call them out?
Is it going to be you?
Who is going to do that? How can we
you're the
research?
leader.
How can I find out the true amounts of butterfat that is being supplied?
In this article, they said Kroger and Walmart, which Kroger owns a bunch of different ones, and Walmart is just massive. They say that they don't have any shortages. That's not true, Kroger. You're the place where Eric went to find in the first place, and you only had the one type.
He went to the wrong Kroger.
And then he went to Meijer as well. And then Target says, no, they should be good they're well positioned to meet guests' food and beverage needs through the holiday season.
That's what's important. Everybody is going to get the eggnog and the candy canes that they need, and we don't need to all rush out and panic buy the eggnog. That's what they want.
Well, look how on trend we are. We talked about the eggnog being shortage, and then also here they talk about the cream cheese shortage and the headstone problem for graves. We've covered all those.
There's a shortage of everything, and there are all these things that can't easily be disproven.
Everything you love about the riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Of course, over the weekend, normally we talk about the weekend box office. There's only one movie to talk about, and it made all the money. It is Spiderman.
I can't believe it made so much money.
Yeah, Spiderman.
Crazy.
No Way Home. Not only did it obviously finish number one atop the box office for this weekend, it's already number one atop the box office for 2021. And it's almost atop the box office for everything ever because it had the third biggest opening weekend of all time.
It feels like everyone just decided, going back to the movies and all at once.
Yes, it was just one big weekend. All the lead up has finally got people back out there to see Spider-Man, which in total wound up making $253 million. And
that's opening weekend.
That's just in the United States. Overseas, it raked in another $334 million. So
it's not just here.
This is why we're so disappointed when we see what every other movie makes, because it's like, isn't this just what you do? You make like $500 million in one weekend?
Well, I think the movie theater industry had experienced everything but that for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And so for Spider-Man to make so much money, that was a shock.
Yeah, it blew everything else out of the water. It's something we haven't seen since the pandemic started, because this was obviously the highest grossing movie of 2021, and that's beating out Shang-Chi, which is the previous record holder. And they did that in one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes it also the biggest movie of the pandemic money-wise as well. So it goes to show it might be a little harder to convince people for other movies, but people are willing to go out to see the movies, to go to the theater if it's something that's a really big deal that isn't also on streaming at the moment. And and it just seems like it's going to be a good time, and that's what Spider-Man is.
Third biggest domestic opening weekend in the history of movies, behind Avengers Endgame and Avengers Infinity War. So Spider-Man No Way Home made $253 million just in the North American audience here from this past 3 days.
And, things are only going to get... I don't know about.
I think with Christmas, it'll make even more money.
It's not going to make more than that in one weekend again, but it's going to make still a ton of money, because I know there's a few other movies, like The Matrix and stuff that come out around Christmas, but nothing's going to eat too much into people going back to see Spider-Man multiple times, and people like me that are a little behind that will definitely go see Spider-Man in the theaters eventually, because, everybody couldn't just go on opening weekend. So, they're just going to keep making more and more and more money, which is why they're going to keep making more and more and more Spider-Mans, and nobody's complaining about that.
No one's going to say no.
Yeah.
So for this week, you've got The Matrix 1, Sing 2, and The Kingsman, which I've just started to see a ton of press stuff on.
They have been promoting The Kingsman a lot, but Sing 2...
Is that a no?
I've broken bones in my body trying to find a way to turn off the trailer for that when it comes on TV.
Oh, it just wants you to come and see.
I cannot stand it. I cannot do the Sing 2.
I looked ahead, and there's nothing through the end of January. This week is the last of the bigger
releases. Nothing that you would
releases.
expect anyways. January, sometimes it's the month where you get some surprising, usually it'd be a Liam Neeson movie, but sometimes it gets you a surprising action. It wasn't John Wick a January movie?
It's a dryuary.
It's a dryuary.
It's
Not
very
this year.
Dry, no movies.
Well, we'll see. Well, I think there could be a hidden gem.
Maybe.
We'll hope.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
It is that time of the year where there's there's just so much going on, right?
Every time you turn around, there's a get together here, a gift to give there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a busy time.
Yeah, well, I think between Christmas, where you've got all the gifts you need to get, and you're right, the get-togethers, and preparing for the get-togethers, and like preparing your home sometimes if you have people coming over, and then it's just there's a million. And I also add in all the stuff because the year's coming to an end. Like you got to get stuff finished up for the end of the year sometimes. So man, there's a lot that can feed into at this time of year, all kinds of chaos, and all you need is peace. Like you're hoping for the holidays, you just have some peace, have some calm. And I want to let you know that that's exactly what God wants to bring for you. Because again, there's a million places where you can turn, where you can find all kinds of chaos in life and all kinds of stuff to be worried about. But what God wants to do is give you peace to help you not to worry about all of this stuff.
Even if there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a quiet time.
You can have a lot going on and I think still have peace as you go through it. And that is huge, where it's not just it's not, peace isn't just sitting around not doing anything. It is.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So doesn't it? Doesn't it sound just? Hey, you're getting it. A couple hours and you'll be done. But for all of us, it's not just about sitting around and doing nothing. That's not what peace is. It's not just the absence of things going on, but it is almost like an attitude. It is just a way of going through whatever is surrounding you. And where you're going, I'm just gonna calmly go through this. I've got the right mindset. I'm gonna be able to handle it. And especially as you go through get-togethers, or maybe like a lot of people now concerned with the virus once again. Should I be doing this stuff? Can I be doing this stuff? All of it, all the stuff that's swirling around in your mind, and that's just the thing. It's all swirling, and God wants to help put that all in a calm, easy package that's a lot easier to navigate. Jesus wants to help you navigate through all of the chaos that's going on right now. And all you need to do is ask, say, hey, God, there's so much stuff going on. There's so much for me to keep track of, so much that's competing for my attention, and so much for me to worry about. And I don't want to have to worry about it. I want you to guide me through this, to give me the state of mind, the peace that I need to get through the holidays and to just get through life in general. And Jesus is absolutely going to do that for you. He'll bring the peace you need. If you want to know more, check out RadioU.com/free gift.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.